All right, folks, here we go. I'm sorry it took so long, but do you believe God's timing is perfect? I know it is. Okay, so yeah, by the way, FYI, DVDs, that's what I've been so busy doing is getting the DVDs sent out. There was a whole lot of DVDs to go out. So the DVDs are going out. They're in the process. They've all been packaged. A lot of them got shipped today. Tomorrow morning at 6:35, I have an appointment at the post office because I have so many to ship. I had to make an appointment. So tomorrow at 6:35, I will be at the post office shipping out DVDs. All right. So here we go. I told you I was going to show you what the Olympics is really all about. The whole thing. God's timing is perfect. It's perfect. So let's start with, I told you everything has to do, everything goes back to the Garden of Eden, all of it. You know, in the garden, the serpent told the adulteress, aka the woman, if she partook of the fruit, that her eyes would be opened and you will be as gods. And that's what happened. Eyes were opened and the human race became as gods. And but he lied and said, you will not surely die. That's where death entered the human race. So anyway, I'm not going to get back into all the theology of John 10 and Psalm 82 and Genesis 1:26. Y'all should have that already figured out by now. So let's get into just the outward manifestation of everything. I want to start with this because in the garden, the intersection of the very first two cells, the seed of the serpent, the seed of the woman, the adulteress, the intersection of those very first two cells formed a vesica piscis. And I told y'all, I did this video before this one. I said, watch this video. Make sure you have an understanding of what I'm talking about before I crack into this Olympic thing. So let's just have a very quick look at the male pronucleus and the female pronucleus. And we'll call this the seed of the serpent and the seed of the woman. And over here on the left-hand side, I've drawn circles as a representation of what's over here on the right. So you can see very clearly that when they intersect, what happens. So here we go.
Fertilization. At this moment,
there it goes. So as at the time they combine, they form a vesica piscis over here to the left. Okay, you are looking at the beginning of all things, all human life on this planet. The very beginning. This is the very, very first two cells that intersected in the, aka Adam and Eve, Garden of Eden, aka serpent and Eve. That's what you're looking at. When this happened, their eyes were opened and they became as gods. Let me show you a quick commercial that I broke down, the Coco Mademoiselle commercial. You're going to see her eyes open. This is how it starts. In the Garden of Eden, the serpent told the woman, the word for woman is adulteress, told the woman, surely if you partake of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you will not die. That was a lie. He said your eyes will be open and you will be as gods. That was true. Okay, this Coco commercial starts out, the Coco commercial starts out with the eye opening. Let's watch. Okay, now, it's saying, so all of a sudden, the eye opens and, it's into the light. Lucifer is the false light. He's, darkness that calls himself light. And so, this is a commercial about the Garden of Eden. That's what this is about. That's why the eye opened. And then as you go in, the sky walks in and an offer. Here comes the guy. It's a representation of Adam. And now the offer is made by the one that's been turned against Adam. The serpent did it. And here we go now. Let me show you this very quickly. She's holding the bottle, making 666 with her fingers. She turns it upside down. There you go. She puts it on herself. I'm just going to do a very quick breakdown. Then she makes the offer to Adam like the fruit, and like this. Here it is. And now watch what she does with it. Let me turn the music down. I don't want any music on there. And so she throws it on the inside, and he goes to get it, just like the fruit. Took it. There it is. He took it. Now, once he took it, he thinks he's going to get this girl that's wearing all glittering white, like the shining serpent. Watch. He thinks it's going to be all good. He goes over to get her. This is what he thinks he's going to get. And light turns to darkness. And by the way, on the back of this girl's dress is a dragon. Light turns to darkness, and he looks for the girl. She's gone, and then there's a knockout punch. Let's watch that real quick. Let's see. Here's the knockout punch. Here it comes. And there's the eye. See the eye right there? That's what knocked him out. The all-seeing eye, Satan. Boom. Now he's trapped in the Vesica Piscis. It's the all-seeing eye. It's the intersection of the first two cells. The seed of the serpent, the seed of the woman. That makes the all-seeing eye. And he is trapped in it. There it is. So he's fallen. Okay, I want y'all to see that real quick. Just as a reminder, now I've done a lot of these videos where I've shown you this. Hang on one second. Okay, I've done a lot of these videos where I've shown you the same exact thing. And, so over here to the left, the seed of the serpent, seed of the woman, that is identical to what I just showed you. Go look up the Coca logo. You know what? Let's just do it real quick. We're going to hang out. I'm not going to be in a hurry. Sometimes I get kind of like stressed out because I don't want the video to be too long. I don't care. If you don't want to be here for all of it, leave. I'm just going to give you all the information. You go on a little journey with me. Enjoy the time. This is God's gift. This is a gift from God. So enjoy it. Okay, let's type in Coco. Coco, Madam Coco logo. Is that it? No. Hang on one sec. Alright, hang on. Okay, so here is the Chanel Coco logo. Okay, so you can obviously see the Vesica Piscis. And the video I just showed you is a representation of Adam being caught in the garden into a prison. Because when he catches it, go back and watch the original video, you hear the door slam shut. And so you see that obviously this is a Vesica Piscis, okay? Just so you know it is, I'll go to a Vesica Piscis. Read up top, Vesica Piscis right here. And then there's the Coco logo. Okay, I'll go ahead and close that one out. We don't need it. These are just others. I mean, this is so commonplace. It's just everywhere, but we don't need all that. Okay, so anyway, back to what I was saying. The intersection of the very first two cells, the seed of the serpent and the seed of the woman, became the prison for every human host body, every one. I told you this was going to be about what the Olympics is really all about. Okay, so you see the two circles, where they intersect, seed of the serpent, seed of the woman, it makes a Venn diagram, or it makes what looks like a football. It's called a Venn diagram. It's the thesis, antithesis, and in the middle, that is the opening of the all-seeing eye. Let's see. Now, there I showed you the government, Washington, D.C. There you go. You see it? There it is. This is the government of the world. Now, the intersection, let me show you where the serpent is. This is really the serpent over here. Because you see right here, this is the eye right here. This is one eye, and this is the other eye. It's an alien head. Here's the eyes of the alien right here. And then here's the top of the head, intersecting the other one. And this becomes the all-seeing eye. That's why they have these circles here. And it becomes the government of the entire world. That's what you're looking at. Now, I want to show you something really fascinating. If you look at this shadow, you see the shadow that's from the obelisk? Okay, if you were to watch that shadow over a year and track that shadow, let me show you, give you an example of what would happen. Let me show you this little video and watch the shadow, what it makes. Okay, the tracking of the shadow. Watch this. This is very important you get this. By the way, the reason they have a reflecting pool here is so you can see that it's right side up, upside down, key to the kingdom of heaven. They've hidden it. They know it. The enemy knows it. But you're in the enemy's prison. There you go. I want you to see that. Take a good look at that. Understand what it is. And watch the tracking of the shadow. I'm going to show you what it makes. Okay, right there, pay very close. Do you see, look at the red dots. You are looking at the spiritual government of all things, of everything from the beginning, from the garden. This is the shadow that is made inside, from the sun, on its path. And it makes, this right side up, upside down, kind of looks like a hurricane. Let me show you something else that you'll recognize this from. Watch this. Here's a Vesica Piscis. There you go. You see this right here? You see the intersection of the two? You see this, what looks like a 6 and a 9 almost, or a hurricane? I want you to have a look right there. I'll move this over here now. You see? Don't forget, I told you I was going to show you what the Olympics was all about. The Olympics. Okay, so remember the 23 chromosomes? The mom supplies, the 23 the dad supplies. And the intersection of the two creates 46 for a new host body, right? Okay. Well, let me go through a couple things for you. Okay, you've seen what happens with the tracking of the sun over the year and what it makes when you are looking at the Washington Monument right there. So this shadow makes this design right here. Looks almost like a yin-yang, okay? Now that you understand that, let me show you some other instances of how we wear clothes that show what we are. This is what we are. We are the intersection of those two sets. That's us. That's the all-seeing eye. That's everything. That's all flesh right there. Every single bit of flesh is that. And so we have these clothes like Under Armour, and you wear Under Armour around. It's really what you are. That's what you are. Right side up, upside down. See the Under Armour. And you're the intersection of the two. That's what you are. You're the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Right side up and upside down. Why do you think Jesus told Peter, I'll give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven? Jesus was crucified right side up. Peter was crucified upside down. Look at it. Just look. This is this Under Armour is everywhere, man. I mean, this is so it's just really a manifestation of what you are. This is you. It represents you. Everyone. Let's look at something else. MasterCard. Let's look at MasterCard. Maestro. The intersection of the two makes a Vesica Pisces, just like the Coco, you know, the Coco commercial, or the Coco logo. Just like the Coco commercial. Master, because the intersection is your master. Thesis, antithesis, intersection, all seen eye is called the synthesis. That's what you are. You are the synthesis of good and evil. Good and evil. And in the middle, you get the synthesis and you get the prison bars, which is what you're in. I mean, just look. Here you go. Look at the black one. I like this one. There you go. Master card. Yeah. A MasterCard. I like the black and white because it's easier to picture your prison bars. Your prison suit. That is your prison suit. Your flesh is your prison suit. Okay? Now, let me show you something really interesting that happened after I did that last video. I went to the grocery store right afterwards. And I walked in and they, you know how they have new products and they put them like kind of in your way so you almost bump into them? Let me show you a new product they had. And I walked, it was on an end cap. I don't drink, by the way, but it said Los Dos. Look at the devil horns down at the bottom. What? I speak fluent Spanish. Los Dos. ¿No sabe qué es Los Dos? Los Dos. The two. The two. And Los Dos, the two make the devil, which is us. The intersection of the two is the devil. Do you understand? So let me see. I think there, watch. There's Los Dos. I was like, wow, check it out. Never seen that one before. So let's look at the Los Dos logo. Oh my gosh. The two. That's what Los Dos means. Los Dos, the two. The two have become one. And Jesus said, any kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. You're looking at it. All about wine. Here's another one. Another bottle of wine. It's called Twin Vines. I really like, I want to have y'all look at this smaller one over here. Because look, if you look right here, you'll see that those flowers at the bottom, those are eyes. And that's mouth. That's an alien head. That is an alien head. And it's two different colors, watch. And it's hidden right in front of your face. This is an eye, this is an eye. This is a mouth right here. But you got to reduce it in size to see it. And so you have one vine mixed with the other vine. And what do you have right above them? Right there. The Vesica Pisces. I told you this was going to be about the Olympics, right? It is. I love the way God works. God is amazing. I like the way he confirmed, you know, the Los Dos. I was like, that's nice. Okay, so part of what I need to do for this Olympic thing is just to make sure that I don't get a codex violation, because I want other people in other countries to be able to see this. So I'm going to use still images. I might have to try and use a little bit of a moving image just to show you how important this image right here is. Do you see this image? From the intersection of these two sets, the seed of the serpent, the seed of the woman, from the middle perpetuates all life, all prison suits, all human bodies, all flesh is perpetuated because of this. It's like the, you know, it is the symbol for the all-seeing eye. It's a symbol for the government. It's a symbol for you and what you are and what you wear on your body. See, you wear this Under Armour shirt. See, that's you. It's the government. It's your master. Los Dos. Twin Vines. Okay, now, this image right here, again, I'll show it to you one more time at the risk of being redundant. I want to make sure you get it. Sometimes I like repeating myself on purpose. You see that tracking red of the shadow there? You see that? The way it works? Imagine it's all emanating from the circle, from the very center. Picture this emanating from the center, because that's where the obelisk is. It's in the center. So this rotation of this shadow emanates from the location in the dead center of this Vesica Piscis, and it makes that image, which is identical to that image, isn't it? You see it? Wow. Did I tell you this was about the Olympics? It is. Okay, so now I've shown you all that. I'll go ahead and drop that one out. Drop that one out. Drop that one out. Y'all have seen the Under Armour. Drop that one out. You've seen the government of the world is the intersection of the two. The serpent and the human. I think we should keep that one and keep that one and keep that one. You've seen the intersection of those first two cells, right?
As the male and female pronuclei form, spiderweb-like threads called microtubules pull them toward each other. The two
You can never get enough of this particular part. Make sure you understand this.
sets of chromosomes join together.
23 and 23, twin towers. One twin tower, the other twin tower, and they intersect and they become the one world freedom tower now, because over all these thousands of years, Satan is saying, I have restored my temple. That's what he's saying.
Completing the process of fertilization. At this moment,
Under Armour, Coco Mademoiselle, MasterCard, football, all of it. Okay? Did I make my point? Okay. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and drop that out. Now let's look at the Olympics. Okay, now it's time to just speak plainly like adults. Okay. Anyone who's ever seen a vagina, raise your hand. Okay. I got 4 kids. Come on. Okay, let's just cut to the chase. I showed you that the largest altar in the world was a dead sheep. I just sent out the DVDs, The Case Against Lucifer. It's probably the most profound revelation on the planet. And it's not mine, by the way. It's the Lord God's. It belongs to him, not me. I'm a conduit. I'm a messenger. I'm not this smart. That's a big vagina up here on top, folks. That's a large stadium that's in the shape and meant to resemble a vagina. Below it right here is an image of what's supposed to be the virgin. But, you know, when you're talking about a female and it's a virgin, I mean, it has to do with the fact that, you know, her hymen has not been broken and she has not had sexual intercourse. That's what makes her a virgin. So, by virtue of the fact that they've produced an image that looks identical to a vagina, and it's also an image of the virgin, just do the mental math. It's as obvious as it gets that that's what they worship. Because in the Garden of Eden, what gave the serpent his whole race of beings, which is us? That right there. Eve, the adulteress. The woman, Isha Nashim, adulteress. And so when you look at these big, productions, and they're all satanic, by the way, all of them. I've done so many of these things, Super Bowls, whatever. I've done a lot of them. Now this one right here, this is pretty amazing, especially coming on the heels of the revelation that the largest altar in the world in the Vatican is a dead sheep, and it's a large vagina with all God's angels being birthed into it. So they are being birthed into the flesh. Now, does anybody have an argument that this is not a large vagina? If you do, click off, leave the room. Leave a nasty comment, I'll block you. And then we're done. Okay, but for the rest of you, keep watching. Okay, so now we have the Olympic Stadium opening ceremony is a large vagina. And right up here where this gold circle is, let's see if this will enlarge. No, we'll go back. Is, this is part of the female anatomy. It's the clitoris. I'm sorry, but that is probably a driving force in reproduction. The number one goal of every living species is one thing. Do you know what it is? To procreate, to reproduce more of themselves. Okay, so let's start breaking this down now. We have a large stadium that's in the shape of a large vagina. Now, I'm not going to play the video on this because I don't want a codex violation. You can go look at the opening ceremony. I'll give you the link, and I want you to look. You see these fireworks that went off around the outside at the opening ceremony? They went in a pattern where they went this way at the same time, and then they went this way. They went right side up, upside down, right side up, upside down, right side up, upside down. And then down here, what was being birthed is an alien head. That's an alien. It's a peace symbol of the peace sign, but it's also made from two different plants, okay? You see the two different plants? Like the twin vines on the wine I just showed you? You see the two different plants making up the peace sign? It's an alien. People that don't believe in aliens, you might want to leave the room. Now, let me show you what this thing's all about. Has anyone seen the Olympic Village? Y'all know what it looks like from above? Let me show it to you. Yeah. That's the Olympic Village. Weird. It's like a perfect upside down triangle. And if you look over here, those is very odd. That almost looks like DNA ladders on both sides, doesn't it? See right here? And what's at the very tip of the triangle? A big circle. Wow, look at the road that goes to it. That couldn't be sperm, could it? No. You mean they built the whole darn thing in the shape of an upside down triangle with a circle at the tip, and they built this windy road that looks like a sperm? Yeah. Well, let's look and see what's inside that circle. Let's do a little close-up. Let me show you what's inside the circle. Oh my gosh. There's all these white triangle awnings, and there's these lines in here, and we just went over the lines with red markers, or with red lines. And my goodness, so the sperm is fertilizing a pentagram? I wonder what the odds of that are. Well, let's just keep going. Did you know that the Olympics were on the 23rd latitudinal line? Yeah. 23rd. Right here. At the tip. Yeah. Let me just do a side-by-side image real quick of the Church of Satan and the circle that's at the tip of the triangle. That's the Olympic Village. Genesis 6.4 said, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, they did bear children, and the same became mighty men. Mighty men. Well, what do you think Olympians are? They're the pinnacle of fitness. They are the pinnacle of their sport. They are the best in the world. Mighty men. Let's take a closer look at a couple things. Let's look at the Olympic rings real quick. Okay, those are the Olympic rings. Let me show you something. Remember, you get 23 chromosomes from the mom, 23 from the dad. So let's say the serpent donated 23 chromosomes with his race of beings, and then 23 with the adulteress. and you got 46, a new host body, the Vesica Piscis. Well, I want you to look at this ring right in the middle. Well, before we do that, there's 2 rings on the bottom and 3 on the top. I wonder if they're alluding to 2 and 3, 23. Well, let me show you what they're definitely alluding to. You see the circle in the middle? That's an alien head. Well, you see this circle right here that intersects and makes a vesica? That's an upside down alien head. That's a right side up alien head, and there's another upside down alien head. 3 unclean spirits, like frogs, leapt from the mouth of the beast, the dragon, the false prophet. Now, I particularly like this image because this particular image of this alien, which is a nice, match just to show you the rings, it has this little hive thing going on around it. You see all the little honeycombs like a hive with the alien in the middle. Let me show you a little representation of all the countries that participate in the Olympics. Let me show you something. Oh, you mean like a hive? Yes, like a hive. We are a hive. We're a big hive. You see? And then you got all your little different countries, all in your own little honeycomb, with your little Olympic rings, all alien hive. See? Mighty men. There you go. But stick tight. Stick with me, because this gets even way better. Way better. Get ready. All right. So now, let me let that switch. Okay, there we go. So anybody know who Gisele Bündchen is, right? And by the way, you can go get these videos right here. Let me see. Gisele Bündchen walks final catwalk. Now, I want to play that video, but I don't want a codex violation. Okay, no codex violations. So let's do a still image of her walking. Okay, there's Gisele, Tom Brady's wife. Okay, well, yeah, she's an attractive woman, but her dress is absolutely done on purpose because it makes this perfect triangle, and at the tip of the triangle is her package, her vagina. And I don't think I would let my daughter out of the house in that dress. I mean, unless she's planning to go get, have sexual intercourse. Because that dress says, take me. I mean, give me a break. That's ridiculous. That dress is designed, and there is a focal point of that dress, and it's right there. Kind of like the Olympic Village. Remember the Olympic Village? Well, just stick with me. Remember the Olympic Village had a focal point too. And that focal point was the upside down triangle. And it had, there's a lot of pictures in here. There it is. The Olympic Village had a focal point too. And it was also at the tip of the triangle, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into the real meaning of the Olympics now that I've shown you all this stuff that surrounds it. Okay, well, let's look at Gisele walking towards the front of the perpetual light machine. We're going to get to that in just a sec. The perpetual light that just keeps coming. Let's have a look at Gisele. And there were these interesting spider-like lines going up to the front. Gisele is standing in the very middle of a Vesica Piscis, isn't she? Oh my gosh. She has a right side up, upside down shadow, doesn't she? And she's in the exact center of a Vesica Piscis. And this is like this spirit that's going. See it? It's just going. It's like spiritual. And it's going towards the front. And she goes to the front. Right? She's in the middle of a Vesica Piscis, people. which is this, which is the government that governs the world. Right there. That's what she's walking in the middle of, right there. She's in the middle of a Vesica Piscis. Her shadow is right side up and upside down. I've been telling you all that forever. That is the key to the kingdom of heaven. You have to know. If you don't know Jesus turns everything upside down, you don't know Jesus. I love you in Christ, but you don't. Jesus is a snare. It says it. 1 Peter 2. He is the rock of offense. If you didn't found your entire basis of Christianity on Jesus as the rock, he said, upon this rock, I will found my church. If you're not on the rock, I don't care what you say. I love you in Christ, but I owe it to you to tell you the truth. You're not in his church if you're not on the rock. If you didn't found everything on the rock, which is that, then you're not in his church. It's impossible. Okay, so now we're looking at the Olympics, and we have Giselle walking up to the front, and there is this eerie, freaky-deaky set of lines, like a spirit going with her, and she's in the middle of a Vesica Piscis? Wow. Well, and the whole giant stadium is a giant vagina, and she's walking this walk down the middle towards the front. Well, let's look at what's at the front then. Okay, before we do it, I want you to remember what shadow is, what geometric design is made by the shadow of the obelisk in Washington, right there, which is in the middle of Vesica Piscis. What does it make? It makes its image right here. That's the same image in the middle of a Vesica Piscis, isn't it? They're both the same, aren't they? Well, let's continue to look at the Olympics now. Y'all remember, and I want to be very careful not to get a codex violation, so I'm going to show you images. Okay, here is the lighting of the cauldron, right here. And I want you to watch this video yourself. I don't want a codex violation. As this thing circulates, and as it goes in a circle, it produces the identical geometric design as is produced in the middle of the tracking of the shadow of the obelisk. And I'm going to go to the final closing ceremonies of the Olympics, and I'm going to show you how they're showing us that the end has come. Let's see, I don't want a codex violation, because they obviously have these things very well tagged. They do not want anyone using this stuff. So sit tight. Okay, so here is the closing ceremony. This was the cauldron that was lit in the very beginning. And you can go see that video if you go look at this. Cauldron makes its final ascent, kicking off the Rio Games when they lit the cauldron. Now I'm going to show you they're going to put out the cauldron. And this woman is singing, "Nothing is forever." Nothing is forever. Watch. Okay, now, I'm going to take a chance in playing just one moment of this video. I want to get it at exactly the right spot. Everybody watch the geometrical shape that thing makes. There it is. Watch. What I just showed you, and I don't want to do any more than that because I don't want a codex violation. The geometrical shape, which is being made right up here at the top of this vagina, what they're making is this perpetuation of the species, the perpetuation of the human host body, the perpetuation of it. That's what it is. And it is the identical, and I do mean identical, image as the shadow that's made by the Washington Monument. It's the identical image made by the vesica that's in a vesica Piscis, the origin of all continuous host body flesh prisons for those that are captured. Right there. That's it. There it is. And I will go back and show you the line of them. I'll give you guys a link to this, to these show notes, and you can look at them yourself. It is identical. And it is a female vagina, the entire stadium. And what she's seeing is, she says, nothing is forever. And then it comes down and it extinguishes the vesica. The end is coming, folks. There it is. And they say nothing is forever. Nothing lasts forever. And they shut it down, and the perpetuation of the light, the perpetuation of all host bodies and all that is coming to an end, and they know it too. That spirit knows it. And so there it is. That's it. There's no doubt about it. That is exactly what you're looking at. That's why they had this be the opening and the closing, the beginning and the end. Do you understand? And I highly suggest you go look at all these notes. By the way, even if you go look at the map of the Olympics, let me see if I got it here. If you go look at the map of the Olympics, you know, like if you go to a theme park, you go to Six Flags, they give you a map. Let me show you their map right here. Live site. See, live site. Let me move my image. Live site. See it? What do you see? See the upside down pentagram? See what's sperm? That's what this whole planet's about. That's what the entire thing is about. And that's why the last thing the Lord showed me was the female reproductive system, and the largest altar in the world is a dead sheep, and when you turn it upside down, it's a female vagina. It is the exact same thing. Exact same thing as the Olympics. Told you so. So, the end is coming. Hillary Clinton is one of the most evil people on the earth. There's people dying left and right. Even Julian Assange's lawyer was mysteriously had a fit of depression, even though he's got a beautiful wife and he has no family issues. He's got 2 kids. He's a multimillionaire. And apparently he had a fit of depression and decided to throw himself in front of a train. Yeah, okay. Anyway, there's your dead sheep. There's the altar at St. Peter's Basilica, home of the serpent, sheep with its tongue sticking out. And when you turn it upside down, it's a female vagina, and it's the portal for which Satan used to capture life. God gives life, Satan takes it. There it is, folks. Time is a-coming. God bless you guys. Mind destroying. Go watch these videos, though, by the way. If you can, let's see, let me go back to this show note link. I'm going to give you guys a show note link, and you really need to go watch the video yourself of the way the cauldron moves, and you'll see that it makes the image I'm telling you. Right here. All these fireworks, Rio Olympics, opening ceremony, cauldron makes its final ascent, all this stuff. You should go look at all this stuff. And it's just, it's conclusive. It's not even worth trying to argue with. It's so conclusive. This is the gift of knowledge, the gift of wisdom. It belongs to the Lord God. All glory to God. All glory to God. I'm just a messenger, folks. All right, well, get ready because the end is coming. Here's a pretty funny image that Dave found while we were putting this together. It's a sperm guy in a sperm suit. He's holding a sign, and it says, "No sheep." Yeah, they don't want any of us. They just want goats. That's it. So, all right, God bless you guys. Peace and grace, and pray that you're accounted worthy to escape all the horrors that are coming on this earth and stand before the Son of Man. All right, God bless. Good night.